Welcome to the Law Office of Scott Levy. I'd like to take this opportunity to address the issue of driving under the influence. Vehicle Code 23152. I am an active CDLA member. That's the California DUI Lawyers Association. We are a specialized group of attorneys that focus primarily on DUI law. DUI law has become such a moneymaker for cities and counties all over California that virtually to properly attack DUI cases, now you basically have to have an MD or a PhD. There is so much science involved in these DUIs. Today I'd like to address some of those issues. Most importantly, when addressing DUIs is you have to get discovery. Whether it's getting the dash cam video, subpoenaing the police records, subpoenaing the officer-to-officer dispatch calls, the 911 calls. This is how you attack these cases. You have to be aggressive. You need to make sure that you have all the discovery, because if you don't fire off a subpoena for your documents, for your video, for your 911 calls, they're not going to give them to you. Frequent issues that I come across in fighting DUI law is Miranda. Did the officer read you your Miranda rights? Did you exercise your Miranda rights? Title 17 compliance. Every single breathalyzer must be in compliance under Title 17. It must be calibrated every 10 days. We, at this law firm, are going to subpoena those records. We might even subpoena the officer's background. If there was some allegation of resisting arrest, I want to know about it. That might help us in fighting our case. There's issues like rising blood alcohol. For instance, if me and a client had a couple of drinks, immediately after having those drinks, we're not going to be intoxicated. Now, if they take our blood half an hour later, 45 minutes later, absolutely. It's called rising blood alcohol. But the important thing under California Vehicle Code 23152 is it's not illegal to be a .08 an hour later, as long as when you were driving, you were not a .08. That's an argument that we frequently use to help us in fighting DMV cases. You have young DAs who are cowboys and they're trying to make a name for themselves. Well, it's not going to happen on my dime. You need aggressive, unrelenting representation. Now, I understand that choosing an attorney is a very difficult process. You know, you have your freedom at stake, you have thousands and thousands of dollars, you have jail time, custody time, prison time. All of these issues are going through your head. Some issues we frequently come across are blood tests. Now, a lot of the times these blood tests, they have numbers, they'll come out .008, .009, .10. At this law firm, we are going to take that blood, we'll send it to a private lab, and we're going to get that blood retested. I can't tell you how many cases I've had where we get the blood retested and it goes from a .10 down to a .08 or a .07. Well, it's not illegal to be a .07 while driving. Frequent issues we come across is the reliability of the blood sample. Now, there's under the Title 17, it requires if a phlebotomist, the person who takes your blood, now if they take your blood, they're supposed to invert the vial of your blood and mix it with a white powder that's at the bottom of the vial. That white powder, for lack of a better words, is a preservative. It's what we call anticoagulant. Now, the law says that the phlebotomist is supposed to invert the vial upside down to mix the blood. Now, there's been a recent case that came out that says if the phlebotomist shakes the vial, what she's doing is she's crushing the blood cells, and then we're testing plasma as opposed to testing blood. And when you test plasma, there's a 40% error rate. Things like this are what separate DUI attorneys from the average guy down the street who just does DUI. We fight DUIs. We understand DUIs. We live DUIs. Thank you for stopping by. If you have any questions, please give us a call. Remember, don't plead guilty, fight.